recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Monday Mailbag with the third man in the motherfucking ring, Mike Chioda. I'm fired up tonight, man. Me and you can have fun.
That's it. Fire up, Paulie. Fire up, man. How you doing, Paulie?
Oh, man, I'm doing good.
All right.
You and I are just having a little bit of fun here as we caught up.
Yeah, we sure were.
And we're going to have a fun show tonight because these guys brought it once again.
Yeah, they're bringing all the questions. I love it.
And I love it.
All the way to buttholes to sports to
it don't matter what.
Fucking food, everything.
Buffalo wings, we got it. We were just going over some of your questions, making sure we're good, and we were laughing. So we're going to have fun. But guys, listen, as we wrap up the month of July, most, if not all, your football teams are getting ready or have gotten ready. I mean, hey, today, as we record this, the Commanders have new ownership in Washington.
I know, right?
All right, so that's done. We got everybody starting to come into training camp, within the next week or so, Mike. Football season. I had at least 4 or 5 people reach out and say, are you guys doing the football thing again? We're going to do the football thing again.
Yes, we are. Let's do
Survivor
the football
League
thing again. We just got to figure out how you want to do it and how they want to do it. And ad-free members got to put their input in, please. If what the ante this should be, thinking $25,
you know
$50.
What? I like it. That's your homework. Remind me at the end. I'll close the show with it as a reminder. But when you post your question, if you're in, give us some ideas. Do you like the idea of like what? $20, $30 in, Mike? Are you thinking more, less? What are you thinking?
If it was 50 and 60 players were involved, and there's a $3,000 pot, say take away $250 to $300 for the trophy or for the title
belt,
more, and it should be maybe first, second, third, maybe winner, maybe
okay.
I mean, if you're down to $2,500 out of the expense of the title or the trophy, engraved, and shipping costs and everything, I'd say the first place gets $1,500, second and third get $500 apiece. So you have 3 people getting paid back an extremely amount of money for $50 ante.
So you're saying if we do $50, let's see how many people are in at $50. That's an idea. Right. So what we want to hear is your feedback. We got another show or two to get our thoughts collected before football starts in September, and we'll talk about it the next show. So that's the homework for those that aren't caught up. I'm asking you that are in the AFS Facebook groups. That do a lot of talking, because I hear from some of you that aren't necessarily caught up, but I know you guys are talking. Talk to each other, and someone represent. And when you post your questions for the rest of the guys, throw out some ideas. But you have to submit a question too with your idea.
That's true. Mike? Yeah. And last year, remember, Paul, there was 62 players, I believe, 61 to 62 players that got involved. Had a hell of a pool there last year. So
this could be big money. I love the idea of a championship belt type idea. I like that idea.
And there's a Lombardi trophy you can make too. So
you could do that. So throw in your ideas. This is about you and you guys having a good time. It's something that you want to play for. So we'll do that. Mike, with that out of the way, man, are you ready to dig in? Because we got a lot of mail. We got a lot of mail in the old bag this week.
Monday mailbag. Let's do it, Paulie.
All right, here we go. Chi-Town Wrestling Kid. And I don't know if this is someone who's changed their name from before or is brand new. Either way, glad to have you, Chi-Town. He said, as I was listening to this, a question for both of you. Do you guys feel like Randy Moss ever gets his just due? To me, he was the Jerry Rice of my generation, but he did it with 2 quarterbacks. Dante Culpepper with the Vikings and Tom Brady with the Patriots. Mike, where do you stand? And I have an opinion, obviously, because we all do. Where do you stand on Randy Moss?
Love Randy Moss. I mean, but better than Jerry Rice? I don't know about that. But Randy Moss is up there totally. I mean, and I think he's even over more than a fact in NFL right now with the you've got Mossed. I love that fucking spot. I love that.
His own bit. He has his own bit.
His own bit. His own gimmick, man. So I mean, I love that gimmick he does. And it's like, man, you got mossed. I mean, you could be on offense, defense. You got mossed. But Randy Moss, man, entertained me for many years. Does he have the stats that Jerry Rice has? I don't think so.
He just didn't get to. I mean, Rice played for a long time. The Super Bowls.
I like him, but he's not up there with my Lynn Swans, John Starworts, and
Yeah.
Drew
Okay.
Pearsons and, a lot of other unbelievable wide receivers out there.
Dude, listen, he had a skill set that was just, you want to talk about impact players. So I drafted Dante Culpepper in fantasy when he was a rookie. And I'll never forget a guy in the draft kind of laughed at me because they thought I was taking him out. But I was all in on Dante Culpepper.
Right.
And I don't know if you remember, but that guy had a cannon for an arm.
Yeah.
He was made for Randy Moss, and Randy Moss was made for him. So that was a fun, dynamic duo to watch together. But man, when Moss came over to Tom Brady and they had that magical year, and I can't remember if it was the same year that they almost won undefeated, but what was the year where he had an obscene amount of touchdowns, record breaking to Randy Moss?
That might have been that year, right?
I might have. I'm not.
They got beat by the Giants in the Super Bowl that year. You're saying,
yeah, and it doesn't matter. It just you guys know what I'm talking about.
Right.
That guy was unstoppable.
No doubt.
No
doubt. If you had the right quarterback for a while and everything, combination of two, when quarterback and wide receiver click, they click.
I remember watching him against the Cowboys on a Thanksgiving game when he played when he played for the Vikings. It might have been his rookie year, maybe a coming out party for him, but he was a game changer, man. An impact player. Love me some Randy Moss back in the day, especially in fantasy perspective.
I think the last time Minnesota won a Super Bowl was when fucking Fran Tarkenton and George Foreman. My father went to that one against the Raiders, I think. So it's been quite a year since. But we'll see. Minnesota's like knocking at the door, man, but they're just not getting it done, man. So,
dude. By the way, while we're here, if you get a chance, watch the series on Netflix called Quarterback.
Yeah, with Patrick Rowe, already seen it. Unbelievable.
Did you see it? We watched it too.
Yeah, we watched it.
My son and my buddy and I just went out to Pittsburgh for the weekend.
Yep.
That's where I got the new hat for you watching on video.
Nice.
Watched the Pirates get their butts kicked for 2 straight games, which was awesome.
Under 500 as usual.
Yep. The best part of it was after that weekend series, then they brought up several more of their blue chip prospects. So it'll be at least something to see what happens. But we had a great time, do great food. I'm sure we'll get into it at some point.
Nice.
And yeah, it was, where was I going with that? I was talking about something with Pittsburgh that made me think about that. I can't remember. I just had a brain fart. What was I talking about?
You were just saying you just went on about Pittsburgh and
we were talking about something, and then I was out there. Oh, fuck it. I can't remember. Let's keep going.
I was getting into the stories. I thought I was going to hear hot dogs, parmesan sandwich,
dude,
fucking Chicky and Pete's.
It was all there. There was a guy out there that's a fan of the Kurt Angle show that owns a restaurant called Given to Fly. And it's a chicken place, and it's in this place called Federal Galley, Federal Gallery. And I'm sorry, Federal Galley. So if you go out out western part of the state, look up Federal Galley, and it's one of those places that you go into, and there's like 5 or 6 food places that you can go in and you sit down cafeteria style, like they have tables and chairs there,
right,
almost like a food court. And then they have a liquor and bar area too, where you can buy your drinks. It's like a separate place, but it's all together. And he was like, man, I'd love to have an Angle show here. But he's like, listen, you're eating on me. You and your took care of us. Hell yeah, dude. Buffalo chicken dip waffle fries.
Nice.
Some of the best thing I've ever eaten. We ate at a great steakhouse out there. Really good time.
Cool, man.
But
that's awesome to hear that.
It was just nice to get away for a couple days. And I have no idea what got me kicked off into that. But
that's all right. Well, who are the Pirates playing?
San Francisco Giants.
I got you, yeah.
We'll keep it going. If I do remember why I was headed to that story, guys, I had a brain fart as an old man over here. So fuck me. Right. Ben Jones is up next. Hi, Dad. He says, hi, Dad. Ben, why am I calling him Ben Jones? You should change your name to Ben Chioda on ad-free shows. That way I know who you are.
Well, we got him to be a Steeler fan already. That's right. Steelers.
Yep. From the C to your nutsack. He is a Steeler fan. He said, my birthday is the 27th of this month. This drops on the 24th, so happy birthday, Ben.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ben. Happy birthday. Yeah, my
Daddy says happy birthday.
Yeah, Daddy says my birthday's August 1st, so hey, fuck, 4 days apart.
Father and son.
He really might be fucking related.
Hey, listen, can you tell us on the next posting your mom's name just so Mike can remember
I know,
who it was?
Mom. He says Steve's a mum.
He wants to remember who it was. He says, thanks for banging my mum and bringing me into this world.
God bless.
Devin Dowling says, "What have I started?" Devin Dowling is the one who started this.
Oh,
shit.
did he start this shit?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's great, Devin. Anyway, yeah, that was cool. I mean, we're both Leos, and now he's a Steeler fan. I mean, shoot.
And his last name is now Ben Chioda.
You know, we got to. I got to do one of DNA tests.
Yeah, he needs a T-shirt that says something about I'm
gonna have to hook him up. I have to send him one. I'll send.
No, but I mean, he needs one that says "I'm Ben Chioda, the son of Mike Chioda" or something. It needs to be a gimmick. Chioda's kid. Something.
I'll send him a third man in the ring shirt.
Yep,
that's it.
Yep, the third man in the ring shirt. The third man in the ring son. Something. We just got to keep
thinking about it because we were watching Mediterranean Blue Deck Meredith and I the other night. We love that show, and they're out in Cairns, Australia. On the new season, and what a beautiful place, Australia, out in Cairns, Australia. Oh, and I mean, everywhere I went in Australia was gorgeous. But I started thinking about him.
About Ben, your son? While you were watching that?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Did you look over at Meredith and say, "Hey, I have a kid I learned on the mailbag"?
I said, "Oh man, I was telling Meredith, it's this great guy, Ben. Blah bullshits." She goes, "What made you bring that up?" I'm like, "I don't know, just Australia."
Yeah, I don't know. You didn't decide to tell her that I share stories about how I bang so much pussy all over the world.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, I can see how that would be an awkward conversation.
Right. Ozzy, oi, Ben.
All right, Ben, let us know who your mom is so that way we know. Maybe Mike can figure it out. Leland Patterson's up next. Mike, I tweeted you a video of Brock Lesnar busting open Randy Orton. And he said, was that planned or did Brock go into business for himself? I felt like you and I have talked about this one before.
Yeah, I mean, we did talk about it. I kind of didn't want to put that. I got his tweet. I wasn't ignoring your tweet, definitely by no means.
Yeah, but I know that's what you don't must publicly talk about too much.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a podcast. It's very interesting, this story. So I'm doing as we speak, I'm getting ready to film a podcast for Premiere Streaming.
Oh, with that for an IRFB.
So yeah, man, but it's an amazing story. I'll tell you one thing though. I'll tell you a little bit right now. Brock did not go into business for himself. That's for sure. So he did not go, and he wouldn't do that. He's not that type of guy. So Brock's a good dude, hell of a businessman and everything, and hell of a worker. And he's an icon legend to me as well. And he definitely wouldn't go into business for himself.
There you go. He said, second, what do you think of L.A. Knight? He's a mid-card guy who is way over with the fans. Damn, is he over? And does WWE hate when guys who aren't supposed to be over get over? Yeah. That's his whole thing, man. Have you been following this guy? I mean, he was. Yeah. I watched him in NWA as Eli Drake.
Right.
And now he's doing his thing as L.A. Knight.
Right.
Crushing it.
Yeah, I mean, he's crushed it. I've seen him a couple times, and he's over. He's getting over. I mean, he's getting himself over. And, and that's what, when you go out there with certain kind of charisma, whether you're a baby face or heel and you really play the part and you just have, if you're a baby face, you got to go up with a bunch of charisma and you got to keep it up every week, every fucking time you get to that ring. And you have to keep up the high energy, the high, on your entrance and everything. Getting himself over, which is great, and the fans are loving it. I mean, then that's what's great about the business. They're not pushing this guy down their throats. The crowd is reacting to him and they're loving him. They're not pushing him so hard to where it's like they're force feeding the fans to make him like him, Yeah. So, I mean, to me, he's doing it on his own. He's doing a hell of a job and continue it, man.
Yeah, man, I'm digging it. He is, and my son's. Speaking of being away this weekend, we started and like everybody just said it the whole friggin' weekend, and we're like, okay, we're gonna start.
That's like me. Okay.
He said, you guys were talking about entrance music last time, and for me, I love something that kind of slaps you in the face right off the bat. Something like Seth Rollins just screams, "Burn it down." He said, back in the day, the glass breaking, man, that rocked. And other examples in AEW, the Acclaimed has the siren. So I love things where right away who it is, it just hits you in the face. Dude, you are absolutely right, Leland. Seth Rollins' theme, I love it. That's a great example.
That's a cool theme. That is cool. I mean, I used to like Jericho's too. I mean, Jericho's and other things like with the, and then the explosion, boom, and the beginning of Jericho's
break the walls
down.
down. Yeah,
Same
that's
with
a big one.
CM Punk's, I like his too. There's a lot of.
You're really hoping Pump gets you back on Collision, don't you? The way you're putting him over all the time.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. I come work for Punk.
We need Chioda on Collision. Chioda on Collision. Hashtag Chioda on Collision. It should be a hashtag. It needs to be a t-shirt, a hashtag. It needs to be everywhere. Chioda on Collision.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's do it.
But, I like, there's a lot of entrances that are really cool over the years, and heavy metal entrances, which are cool, I think Demolition had a really good
cool,
heavy. It was like,
here comes the axe and here comes the smash.
Yeah,
dude.
There's a bunch of them, man. A bunch of good tunes out there.
He says, lastly, now this is fun because this is all transpired since he wrote the question in. Where do you think DeAndre Hopkins ends up? Mike, can you look in your crystal ball and tell me, where do you think DeAndre Hopkins is going to turn up?
I wish he fucking turned up in Pittsburgh.
He is now a Tennessee Titan, baby.
I know. I'm fucking hating that, but yeah, I wish DeAndre was fucking.
So you think he still's got a lot of gas left in the tank then, huh?
Yeah, he's got a couple good years. He's got at least 2 or 3, 4 more years at least. I'm thinking 2, 3. We started in Houston. I was following him in Houston there for a little bit.
That's true. I forgot the Houston connection.
And they had a great connection there, man. He was fucking badass, and I had
forgotten that you lived down there, and we're kind of following that team pretty closely.
Yeah, because I was like, if the Steelers weren't on, I was watching fucking Texans and J.J. Watt and fucking, I liked them when they had a really good team and all that. And then, DeAndre Hopkins even came later on, but he's a hell of a ball player, man. So he's got a lot, definitely a lot of speed, and he can go up and get that ball for you. So Tannehill has got somebody to strike to.
That's going to be the question, Frank Bruno, and we are going to get to yours.
Right.
We'll see what your quarterbacks can do. Tannehill's been solid, but we'll get there. Frank Bruno has some questions. He said, Leland said, we might already have our answer by now, but I would love for him to come to the Patriots, but I just don't think they'll pay him what he's worth. Well, buddy, the Titans paid him, and he is now a Tennessee Titan, so there you go.
Yeah, he is.
Jeff Ronquillo up next. He's got 4 questions. Mike, you ready for a little Jeff Ronquillo in your life?
I'm ready for him. Shoot.
All right. He says, yo, Paulie B and Mike C, y'all are cooler than the Rosati sisters taking a cold shower after you two just wore them out. You two are the absolute best podcast duo in the entire universe. Jeff, man, and the way you put us over every week, I'm going to start checking posts to make sure that you're just not saying this shit to us.
He's got to start doing our openings for our show, man.
We might have to have him write an opening for us,
That's it, man.
His first question says, walk us through, Mike, a WrestleMania weekend for a referee back in the day. What were your job responsibilities in helping get that massive show ready?
Fuck, it was a lot. Referees would have to, first of all, we did crew for many, many years. You always had to do crew and ref. So doing the crew stuff, you'd be out there right after the last Raw or SmackDown tape, and you go shoot right to the venue to do WrestleMania, set up the ring by Thursday or so. Then there's rings that have to be set up in the hotel at the ballrooms and all that, about 4, maybe 3, 4, 5 rings that are set up there in the ballrooms. And this way they can rehearse all these different matches. All week is definitely, doing the ring this day, doing it that day, then retaping the ropes, just going over, adding new stuff. If it's outdoors, what you had to do is you couldn't put on curtains and certain things to the very last minute. You had to put plastic over the canvases in case it rained and so forth. So it was a lot of prep to that all week. Then you're working. Then when you're back at the hotel, you're working in the green room as a referee. Some are stooges, some are running around stooging, some are running around getting talent, doing this.
I love it. Some are stooging.
Then we're taking CPR classes every once a year or every other year or something. We had to renew our licenses, in the hotel.
Okay.
You had meetings, you had rehearsals with your matches. You knew what matches you were having. You'd have to go over rehearsals at certain time, probably 3 times before WrestleMania or twice, certain matches. whether you had to sit down, talk about it, or go over things in the ring, or try different spots. So there was a ton of shit, and then just trying to get it's so hard to even have family there because all the guys in the talent are so busy doing all kinds of stuff. It's so hard to spend time with your family because you feel like you're always on the go, and then Hall of Fame comes, and then you got to get to the Hall of Fame, and then you get back late, and then you got to be there the next morning early after the Hall of Fame at the venue at WrestleMania because you got to be there like 9 a.m. to be there all day till midnight, 1 o'clock. So, and then the party, and then, but it's a long, long process for 1 week, man. It's long,
I bet. Exhausting.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes
Well
on
worth
to,
it.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's one of those things where you're exhausted, but you're on a high.
You're on a high at the end, man, because it's just so well worth it. Once you see that crowd fill up the stadiums and the outdoor stadiums, it's like, wow, this is why we do it.
Jeff goes on to ask, do you miss seeing the insane amount of signs at wrestling shows? Attitude Era was nothing but a sea of signs in the crowd.
Right. I mean, yeah, I do. Attitude Era was great, wasn't it? I mean, it was just fucking fantastic.
Totally different.
Man.
It was like a rock star. It was a rock show.
Girls were flashing each other. This one, everybody's flashing signs everywhere. Signs. I mean, it's just fucking amazing, bro. It was just so, and to see all those people that go out of their way to take the time to make the signs, it was just incredible, and some really cool fucking signs you'd see. So yeah, that was awesome. Attitude Era signs.
He said, how much fun did you have teaming up with Jericho and Rock? You delivered the coyote elbow.
How do you spell coyote?
Yeah, well, I found the proper spelling. Coyote, but I know what he meant.
Yeah, I know, right?
I updated it so that I was like, is he trying to say, oh yeah, coyote, Coyote.
I got it tattooed on my back.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Shut up, Mike. I didn't know
well,
that.
I got like a bunch of I got a lion and I got some coyotes on a mountain and everything howling at the moon and everything. And it just
all right. I didn't know you had the word coyote tattooed back there.
Underneath. Yeah.
Is that like your tramp stamp or is that
that's
low
a tramp
back?
stamp? Yeah. It was on the higher shoulder.
So,
no, my shoulders. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if Efren ever does get to bend you over, we might see that. That's right. The weekly shout out. Yeah.
Well, he better take me to the city of brotherly love and not Chicago.
Yeah, that's right, man. Tell him your fee is a lot higher for a move like that. It's going to be more.
Or San Francisco.
It's going to be a little bit more than IRFB is going to pay you. Okay, hey-o. Right. But I will tell you, Efren does know how to show you a good time when it comes to feeding you right. I mean, I've been with him, and that man knows the best restaurants, and he knows how to have a great dinner and a meal out with drinks.
He's great. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's good.
So, so the Coyote Elbow, back to that match. What were your memories of that one?
It was awesome. I mean, you got to figure, like, that was the one and only time I ever wrestled with. And
it's Rock and Jericho, dude.
Yeah, but against two other, like, icons of legend. Devon and Bubba Devon and Nick Patrick. And it was fucking great. And then Tim White was fucking refereeing the match.
Wow.
I mean, it was so much fun. I mean, that was the first and last time I ever did something like that, having a match with the boys and with somebody with The Rock to where The Rock is at now, where Chris Jericho is still doing his thing.
Dude, it's incredible.
I mean, it's incredible. And yeah, it's amazing, man. And you look back at those things and you never thought you would look, when you did it that night, it was cool as this, but God, you look back 20 years later or 21 years later, you go, fuck, that's awesome. That was awesome. I mean, it really was. It was one of the most memorable moments of my career. That's for sure. It was awesome.
A final question coming from Jeff this week. What are y'all's thoughts on Victor Wembanyama? Okay, that says he's the best prospect since LeBron James, but I'm not seeing it yet.
Yeah.
What do you think about this kid, man?
Yeah, I'm hearing some things about him, but we'll see, though. I mean, we'll see. I mean, what's his, like 7 foot or
7'4" or some shit?
7'2" or 7'4", is he?
Yeah.
7'4".
He looks like a popsicle stick, and his first game he didn't do so hot. Second game he played well, and then they said, we're pulling him. He's done playing in the summer league. Listen, it's great. He has all the tools. He's built like a twig, and I know he said
built like Mutombo, isn't he?
Dikembe Mutombo. Listen, he
Dikembe
said,
was
"Oh,
good,
I don't."
though.
He made a comment about not having to be bigger or whatever. But,
Yeah.
buddy, when you're going to be that big and
Yeah.
banging for 82 games a year,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, LeBron will still steamroll him over.
I know, man.
LeBron's
That guy,
strong, man. He's strong. So, and I mean, what's that? Jovic from
Jokic, yeah.
He's not that coordinated either, but then he took them guys from him right to the.
He'll
right
take
to the
this Victor kid for a ride.
Right. He smoked everybody. On the West Coast, East Coast, he smoked the East Coast, everything.
He says, Jeff says, love y'all, Usos. Peace, Jeff. We love you. We're looking for 4 more the next time. All right, buddy. Can't wait to see what you got.
Thank
you. Two count. Kyle is up next. He says, Mike and Paul, this one's for both of you. What's the first match that comes to your mind for one of you that you're really hyped for and it was a total disappointment? First one to mind for me is Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania. That could have been amazing. Instead, it was a bag of dicks. Now, listen, bag of dicks, for some people, that is like amazing. Okay. I just mentioned a guy on the show that loves a bag of dicks. His name's Efren. Now, but Mike, seriously, what is a match that you were hyped for? And we're like, shit, this sucks.
Well, what match? God, it was at the Garden. I think it was it The Rock and fucking Goldberg or Rock and
it was Brock and Goldberg, WrestleMania.
One was leaving, right? And the other one was
that is a great pick.
I mean, both of them, I remember we were watching it from the back. It was just like, and the fucking crowd, New York crowd was fucking hard. They can be hard as all get out. They love you. But if they know they were smart, of course they're smart fans. And they knew what was going on. And the match wasn't that great. And they just shit all over it. It was just, fuck. I was disappointed because I thought it was going to be this,
And it was the one where Austin was the referee.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold. Shit, it was WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania 20, dude.
Yeah. So I think it was. I think you probably got the biggest pops on the entrance, especially Stone Cold being the referee, the enforcer referee.
Yep.
And then
that's the one I'm going with too, man. That is the one I'm going with. That could have been box office if they would have been done right.
Yes. That's the one I'm going with there. Good question.
Jeremy Strunk's up next. What's up, guys? The last episode had me wondering if, in addition to whatever fantasy football competition we have this year, maybe we need an ad-free show's prettiest butthole contest. All right, we're going to stop the show right there.
Right.
And this is the part of the show where we head back over to DejaVu.com here in Nashville. For those that didn't listen to last week's show or 2 weeks ago show, we ended up at DejaVu.com. And there's a website, and I don't even remember how we got there, that showed their events and promotions. And guys, I'm back over there now. They have the Deja Vu Showgirls, Big Hungry, Big Girl, Great Big Foot Long Hot Dog Eating Contest in 2023 that just went down July 1st. Mike, that sounds like an event you would love.
Oh, my God.
Hot dogs and fat chicks.
Right. And buttholes. All right, let's call
now,
it.
They don't have the butthole one that night, too. The butthole one, though, it is scratch and sniff.
Saturday night, midnight.
Would you be a judge at the prettiest butthole contest?
Yeah, I would. Hell yeah, why not?
It is every Saturday night at midnight. Win $1,000 in cash. Scratch and sniff. If it says if it smells like Saturday night up in here, it's because it is the original prettiest.
So what do they do? They put the butthole, the dollar through the butthole.
All cracks, I know is that it shows 3 asses in the air, and they look like cartoon asses. It looks like a rock star, like a rock show crowd of all people standing up, and then these 3 asses are spread open, and people are like just arms up cheering the buttholes on.
Spitballs in the butthole.
I've never seen a poster art like this. Did JD Hoop design this?
I'd be taking a straw, getting spitballs and in the buttholes.
only in Tennessee, maybe. Or they also have another night, and it's already happened, I guess, and it's called "Fuck Tall People with 2 Tits." So that's another night. Well, Jeremy, thank you for reminding us of that rabbit hole. Jeremy. I don't know that we want to do an ad-free show's prettiest butthole contest, but if we did it, I would assume that Corey Ryan Forrester would enter himself into that contest. The only way I would allow that to happen is then if we could convince Rebel to be a part of that contest.
Right, exactly. God. Rebel against Efren.
Oh, man. Wow. The headliner, the main event, the showstopper. Oh, I tell you, oh, man, don't get me started. I heard Rebel tore the house down at Top Guy weekend.
Bro, she tears the house down everywhere she goes.
She was dancing on the bar. They were having a blast with her, man.
Awesome. That's
He says, really, though, this week I thought I'd send in a F, marry, kill, but I'm not trying to get canceled. So instead of people, let's do gimmick matches. So F, marry, kill, and the choices are the Royal Rumble match itself, Hell in a Cell match, and an Inferno match. And then he gives us his opinion, but so I'll go ahead and tell you what Jeremy says. He says, personally, I got to kill the Inferno match. See you dead. I'm married to the Royal Rumble, he says. I love it. I want to marry it. And I'd fuck Hell in a Cell. Carefully, though. That mesh rubbing things could be very painful. He said, I'm laughing at the ridiculousness of this, even as I submit it. Thanks for the entertainment every 2 weeks. Mike, if you're going to fuck one, marry one, and kill the other, what do you got? Royal Rumble, Hell in a Cell, and Inferno. Your face is priceless. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, what would I do? I would probably marry Hell in a Cell.
Oh, so you're married to that one.
Yeah, I love that one.
Okay.
Kill the Inferno.
Yeah, I'm with you. Kill Inferno.
Yeah. And then
you'd fuck Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Not all 30 participants, but just
just the winner or who you get to choose.
Oh my God. Yeah. The Royal Rumble. No, the Royal Rumble wasn't like one of my favorites, man. It just
really. This is great to hear. This is something we haven't heard
just
before.
Wasn't one of my favorites, man. You know, I'm not saying they don't work hard in that match and all, but it was just so many men in the ring at a certain time. And too many, and it just everybody's just hitting spots.
Hiding in the corner doing their thing.
Yeah, hiding under the rope or doing this and killing time. It was, some of them some of them.
You can tell now they're really spending time orchestrating to make it exciting.
Yeah. I mean, the Rumble, there are some
to.
Exciting spots like Kofi Kingston and so many other guys over the years. There's so many really cool Royal Rumbles, but yeah, I'm not such a huge fan of the Rumble. Yeah, that was one of my pay-per-views that I wasn't top 5 pay-per-views. It was like,
Okay. That's good. That's interesting. A lot of fans. It is one of our favorite spectacles because it's something very different once a year only.
And you're on your way to WrestleMania.
And you're on. You got it. You nailed it.
Point to the sign. Point to the sign.
That's right. Dylan is up next. He says, Mike, what's it going to take to get this freaking show to a weekly podcast?
Oh, I don't know.
He says a Brinks truck. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? A small Brinks truck.
Yeah, right. It doesn't have to be too big. He said, in all seriousness, has any referee, yourself included, ever been pitched about being put into one of the video games?
Oh, yeah, we're working on that as we get there, man. So CMG's trying to work me a deal on that. So hopefully I get in there, man. We'll see what happens. But, I'm still waiting for the fucking action figures. John Cone gets his.
Did you see John Cone, everybody? Action figure. He's going to have an elite figure. And my son sent it to me, and I said, I can't wait to send this to
Chioda. Good for him, though. Good for him. Yeah, he's the head of talent relations, bro. He can get anything done.
As we sit here, Ringside is pushing everything out that's coming into San Diego Comic-Con, and images have been revealed of an elite figure, Build-A-Figure, John Cone.
Yeah, that's nice, though. Good for him, man. Good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him, Mike, but I want my Mike Chioda.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm waiting on these guys. Call that guy the other day. He fucking didn't call back.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him, but
that's scary.
See what happens.
He said, you never see the actual refs from WWE, just some generic cosplay ref. Yeah, remember we talked about the blurry face thing?
Right. Well, you're going to see one now, but he's not even refereeing anymore.
No, he's talent relations, John.
Right.
He said, I think it would be cool to see a Chioda or Hebner in the old SmackDown versus Raw games.
Right. Yeah, that would be cool.
I agree, man.
Can you pitch that to Vince?
Yeah, let me give him a call. Hey, Vince, this is Paul. No, not that one. The one that you could really give two shits about. Yeah. Richard's up next. This could be a far-fetched question, but Mike, did you ever check out the strip bar in Brandon, Manitoba called the Key Rock?
No, I have not.
You haven't? It is directly across the street from Keystone Center area, and it was not a city that WWF stopped that often. However, in October 1995, they did a live Raw and a taping there, and just curious if you happen to venture over to it.
Man, I don't quite remember that.
He said it isn't an American titty bar. It is a full-blown nude bar.
No shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oof. In Canada, too. Oh, my God. Probably hot.
He said, how about the French Maid in Calgary? Have you been to the French Maid in Calgary?
I don't think I have.
I don't know, man, but we need to create a list.
I know I've been to some in Calgary, but I don't know if it was the French Maid. I can't remember that name. Yeah,
people are going to start asking us for recommendations to strip clubs instead of steakhouses. Right? Yeah. Hey, where's a good place to go to Tampa for some good food? Oh, yeah, by the way, where's the best strip club, too?
No, don't go to Calgary Stampede. Go to that strip club.
Go to French Maid. Oh, man, French Maid sounds fantastic.
That does sound good.
Richard, I want to learn more about French Maid.
It was like there was one in Frenchie's in San Juan.
Fifi will be there. Oh, my God. He says, thanks, Paulie and MC Hammercock. That's his name for you.
I appreciate it. Hammercock.
Yeah, the Hammercock. All right, Richard. Appreciate it, dude. We'll keep going this week. Mark Keith is up next. Greetings, gentlemen. Before I get to my question, I want to submit my pick for underrated entrance theme that was asked last time. My choice would be Bray Wyatt, especially his last two from a lesser-known band, Code Orange. Dude, I'm right there with you, Mark. I really loved Bray Wyatt's. Like, my son was just playing it, my youngest. He was playing music today while I was making lunch for work, and he put on the Bray Wyatt Code Orange song. And I'm like, that song's badass.
It is badass. It is pretty cool. I like it.
He said, I'm a huge fan of the new one called Shatter. That's probably it. It's actually my ringtone. I don't know the name of it, but I'm gonna check it out. He says, now here's my question. And this is actually a music question for both of us. Who is a musical artist that you haven't met yet but hope to one day? I asked this because first part of August, I got to see a band I have been really getting into the last year known as Butcher Babies. I purchased one of 8 VIP passes to go hang out with them on their bus after the show. If you don't like screaming heavy metal, you might not want to look up most of their songs. But if you Google them and find a picture, of the 2 female singers, you won't be disappointed. LOL.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Love the show, guys. Well, you know what? We're Googling them now. Butcher Babies.
Google them up. Yeah, see what they look like. I'll have to Google it up later.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the Butcher. Now, screaming, I like hard rock. I like heavy metal.
Yeah,
the screaming, I don't like if it's all screaming. I got to hear the singing.
Yeah.
Oh, he is not lying, dude. Guys, Google Butcher Babies. Whip out your phones. Click images.
Shit out.
Holy fucking shit! The redhead that I'm looking at, and the brunette, the dark.
What's the band's name?
Butcher Babies. I have never heard of them in my life.
Not me neither.
Mike, are you looking them up on your phone?
Yeah.
See, I knew I'd get you. They're an American metal band from Los Angeles. Oh my God!
And there they are, and boom. Whoa.
Yeah. He wasn't, dude, you just did us a solid. Thanks, Mark Keith. And he purchased, of course you purchased the VIP passes to go hang out with them on our bus after the show. Now it all makes freaking sense.
They got some puppies, all right, but these Butcher Babies got a hell of a set of puppies.
We are now down the rabbit hole with the Butcher Babies.
I'm going to have to listen to a couple songs there.
Yeah. I mean, that looks cool. But now, as far as the question, cool. Someone that you would meet that you haven't.
Well, let's see. I met Robert Plant in the 1980s when he came to a show with his son. He was very small, and it was in Birmingham, England. That was one of my favorites. Rock and roll. I couldn't believe I'd met Robert Plant. Amazing. Took pictures with him, and but the next guy, I'd probably have to say Mick Jagger, man. Mick Jagger.
You better get on that quick, dude.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Mick Jagger or Elton John.
Oh, little Elton John.
Yeah, I would say definitely like Mick Jagger, Elton John.
Okay. Mm-hmm. For me, it would be Metallica. No question about it. Gotcha. I never met those guys, and I just feel like I've I just have so many years of just sitting there. Even there was a job I used to do when I was 19, 20, 21, and you could listen to music while you worked. I was like in shipping and packaging, and I literally just sat there and listened to their music. James Hetfield, Lars, Kirk, especially those three guys, original members. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I met a ton of, I met Ted Nugent before. I got pictures with him. He came to the show.
That's cool. Wango di Tango.
Oh, man. I tell you, man, that was my first concert ever. It was Ted Nugent.
Oh, and cool. Have you ever heard him do the song The Bear?
The Bear?
Yeah.
Is that a new song?
No, I don't think so, man. I just came across it when I was listening to some classic rock. And Fred the Bear, that's the name of it, Fred the Bear. And I was like, this is a cool song. Fred the Bear is the name of the song.
He's got a ton of songs. But
you know who I've been listening to lately? Because again, I was listening to classic rock, and I heard, obviously everybody's heard of ZZ Top, right?
Right.
The album Afterburner from 1985. Just started shuffling through that album. I'm like, there's a lot of songs that I like on this album.
Oh yeah, ZZ Top's bad.
It had a really cool '80s vibe, like metal feel to it.
Yeah,
and,
they just came to Tampa.
Get out of here.
Yeah, with Skinner and everything. Like, yeah. And I know Ricky Medlock, and we went to a couple shows with me and Meredith and backstage and all that.
Okay, Mike.
Over the years in Houston.
Now you're not. But who's the guy that the trainer for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Rick Burkholder.
Buddy, he's on the quarterback series on Netflix.
I know.
You see him?
Yeah, I love it.
I sat there and I'm like, I think Chioda, that's his buddy.
Yeah, he's getting me an autograph picture from my mom too, from Patrick Mahomes. So that was cool. He's gonna get that taken care of. I had texted him a couple weeks ago. So
he was literally on the Netflix show.
Bro, he's all over the place, bro. He is because
he was dealing with Mahomes during the ankle injury.
Right, and he's one of the best. He's like top. He is like the best in the NFL.
And you're his buddy. And why? Because he's a wrestling fan.
We actually became a wrestling fan, but we became friends when he used to work for Pittsburgh. He used to be the trainer for Pittsburgh.
Oh, see, I never even knew that.
Yeah, he used to be the trainer for Pittsburgh, and then he went over to Philadelphia in the late 90s, early like 2000s.
But you met him via wrestling, though, right?
Yeah, via wrestling in Pittsburgh at the Civic Arena. Yeah,
get out of here.
The old Civic. Yep.
And now he works on Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey and all those.
Yeah,
boys.
he's been with Andy Reid since Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
He left Pittsburgh, went to Philadelphia, hooked up with Andy Reid in Philly, and he stayed with Andy Reid all these years, like 24 years, I want to say.
Well, guys, if you watch the quarterbacks show, you're going to see him. They're going to throw his name up on the bottom.
Rick Burkholder.
And that's Chioda's buddy. And he texts them, and you text him when they won the Super Bowl and everything.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually, you know what? I forgot to get him on the podcast, man. We should get him on.
Dude, let's do it. We could talk about the show and what it was like to record that show and
everything
about the season upcoming. And
wrestling. He's been going
We'll have guys submit some questions.
Yeah.
Oh, we can talk about wrestling and how he became a fan. Like, what was the first match he saw or card?
Yeah, if you ever notice all these titles and all that, Rick Burkholder had. He knows everybody. He knows Larry.
All right, let's do it. That'd be perfect for the NFL season too, as we ramp up to that.
I got.
All right, guys, you heard it. Mike saying he's going to get him on.
I know he's getting busy now too.
I bet you. You guys better text him.
Should have had him on the off season. Fuck. I know. I'll try and get him. I'll try and get him. See what he says.
Okay. Devin Dowling's up next, and he says, "Morning, Mike and Paulie. Mike had a great idea last show with his finish for Money in the Bank. Remember you were talking about that? You had a brain. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Does Mike have a fun, creative finish for a cage match?
I don't know, man. Cage match. I don't know. Cut yourself through the bottom of the ring and then run out." Cut the ring and go under the ring and run out.
Yep.
I would probably have cut my way out.
So you'd get some kind of like wire cutters or some shit.
Well, the wire cutters, you could do that, or cut through the bottom of the ring, cut the canvas, cut the foam, and get out. No, you can't because it's Hell in a Cell. No, you can't get out that way either.
Yeah, dude. So basically, what he's saying to you,
cage or Hell in a Cell.
No, steel cage.
Steel cage goes around the ring.
Dylan, Devin, what he's trying to say is he does not have a good creative finish for that match. Okay.
No, I don't.
Yeah, fuck that. So we should have just stopped at the ladder match. But I do appreciate you trying, Mike. You did have a hell of a creative way for Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
he said, "What is both of your all-time favorite Survivor Series match?"
I don't know.
You know what I'm going with?
What?
Give me the original.
The original.
Let's go back to 1987. Give me the original Survivor Series main event. I want Andre. I want Butch Reed. I want King Kong Bundy,
all those
One Man
original-
Gang, and Rick Rude.
In the 80s and early 90s, I didn't make my debut to TV in 89, but I remember when I did those Survivor Series matches, they were cool.
And they took on Bam Bam, Don Morocco, Hulk Hogan, Ken Patera, and Paul Orndorff with Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Give me my childhood.
Right. Yeah, give me the 80s and early 90s ones. That's the ones I like.
I'm
totally.
with you. All right. Awesome. Devin, thank you. And thank you also for branding Ben Chioda. Brad Stanton, guys. Mike, has there ever been a time when there was a planned ref distraction to distract from shenanigans that just took too long to be believable? So you gave the talent hell backstage. Listen, fucker. Do that again and I'll kick your ass. I'm the third man in the motherfucking
ring.
No. I'm Mike Chioda. You know who I am? I'm Mike Chioda. I'm from Jersey.
Dirty Jersey,
people.
baby.
I know
Dirty
people.
Jersey. Dirty Jersey.
Dirty Jersey.
Oh, God.
So what about it, man? Was there ever a planned ref distraction to distract from shenanigans and it just took too long to be believable and you were like, man, that looked like fucking shit?
That's happened a million times. It's happened 1,000 times, man, at least, or a million times. I mean, yeah, it does. It happens like so many times. Like, if you're there.
Too many times to even remember one.
If you're there more than 2 or 3 seconds as a referee, really, it's just too long, or 4 seconds. I mean, when you get to 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and you're there for 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, it feels like a lifetime. It does. And there's so many times that, it just, there's a different way of getting distracted when somebody pops up. I always tell them, when you pop up to the ropes, when you pop up to the apron, go around the post on the outside. Make me follow you. Try to get in on one side.
Right.
Go around the post. Try to get in on the other side. Maybe stop you. Keep me busy with you. If a referee's just standing there for a certain amount of seconds, just arguing with one person for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's way too fucking long. Just buries the ref. And I always tell talent to keep me busy. Try to get in, get out, jump down, get back up, do this, run around the post, go around the post, I just tell them to do a bunch of things, keep me busy.
Mike, next up, Edward B. Ring, our friend. He said, I sent Mr. Bromwell, that would be me, Paulie B., a video on Instagram about referees and signals, most notably the hand squeeze. Hey, are you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Squeeze, squeeze.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time where you reached out, and I sent it to Mike, by the way, Edward.
Right,
now, does he check Instagram in his DMs? Hell no, he doesn't check Instagram in his DMs. I just checked with him. Oh, but brother, I don't check Instagram. Oh, well, then we're fucked for this
I gotta
segment.
check it. All right.
He said, it's all good. He said, at the end of the video I sent, Mr. Chioda can be heard telling telling Miz, Asuka's going over. Would that be something that would be known before the match? You literally said Asuka's going over in the match.
Brother, that's a good catch, because that's one of the times that's happened very few in my career, very, very few times, where they've changed the finish. And they changed the finish on that match. And I had to tell Miz, and I was telling Asuka, but she wasn't fucking understanding because she didn't speak English that good. So I'm thinking, all I know in Japanese is, domo arigato, arigato mas, konnichiwa.
And that's probably shit that says, come to my hotel room.
No.
Yeah, right.
Hello, and domo arigato is thank you very much. Right. Arigato mas, and all that, all the good things. Itai is hurt, a lot of things. But
what is I'll take 2 to my hotel room? Yeah, I know you know that.
Sensei,
yeah.
Excuse me, please come to my room. Fuck, I mean.
So you didn't. She didn't know what you were saying. So you were trying to communicate to her.
I had to tell Miz. That's why I was so loud, because I was like, fuck. I mean, I was loud as shit because we needed to get over. Like, I needed to get the message to her because we were running out of time.
Oh man!
And Vince changed the fucking finish. Told Gorilla, and Gorilla, Billy Kidman told me, and I passed it on to them, and I was a little loud about it, but he caught. That's a good catch, because that's one of the very few times in my career where you have to change a finish during TV. That's for sure.
Well, when you get a chance, launch Instagram, go in your DMs, not the ones, and Instagram breaks up DMs, guys, by the way, I'll say. So like they'll have one like if you follow or not follow, and sometimes you go over there and check. And if we're following each other, then it's easier to see. Mike, I think you're following me. I have no idea. But you're looking for Paul Bromwell. You know who I am.
Yeah.
And there'll be a DM in there, a video that Edward sent me, and it has you in there doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you did when you checked on talent. You stuck your hand in there, your fingers, and they got to squeeze you, and they'll let you know they're all right instead of, because the cameras are so tight on you.
Oh, yeah.
They're tight on the shooting the facials of the wrestlers selling or whatever. So it's hard to you to, sit there and go, hey, are you okay? So you just stick your hand in there. If he squeezes your hand, he's good to go. So
I just saw what happened last night on AEW Dynamite. Paul Turner went down, referee for AEW, and did the hand squeeze. Just
right, and you check on all talent. So it's either he or she. You stick your hand in there.
Got to figure out some way to make sure they're okay.
Exactly, without verbally saying it, like I did that day, like on TV. Hey, Oscar going over.
Yeah, give me an A. A, give me an S. Give me a U.
And 99% of the times, we already know what the finish is, but
they heard that. They heard that in like the 200 level, buddy.
Yeah,
they were like,
I was like John Cena. Hey.
They were like, and then parents were telling their kids, "No, he didn't say that, honey. No, he wasn't telling them who's winning." Well, with
shit. I know, it's like, because usually I would speak Carney or something like that.
Well, hey, could you imagine what that could have happened then?
Yes, Oscar Gies over or something like that. I would say something like Miz knows Carney too.
So what would it be? Go ahead. What would you say? Oscar's going over. What would Carney be?
Hey, Miz is Oscar Gies on. Oh, he is over. That's how I would say it.
What is happening right now?
But you would have to say it fast. Gies on, he is over.
Yeah.
But I mean on the fly. But if that was picked up on camera, it's just way worse what I did. I'll tell you, that was one of the, hey, Oscar's going over.
Yeah. Clear as crystal.
Yeah, because they were getting ready to get in the finish. I needed Miz. I needed to get her back out or whatever and have Miz relay that to her,
Yeah.
And then figure out what she's going to do to go over.
Dude, highlight of the week for me, Mike Chioda talking Carney on this show. That was fun.
He is home.
Yeah, I love it. Edward goes on. He says, with the NFL season right around the corner, my question is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? I've heard some arguments that he's not. As a biased Giants fan, I feel like he is. Mike, what say you?
There's a lot of quarterbacks. I mean, Peyton Manning, I know, had an extraordinary career, his brother. So, I mean, Eli's got two under his belt, man.
Super Bowl winner. That's right. Two of them.
They beat all the best teams. They ran
Tom Brady
every fucking, and they beat that undefeated team. They beat Green Bay in Green Bay. I think they beat, like, everybody was on the road. Yeah. Giants beat everybody, and they were underdogs, 7-point underdogs. I remember betting the Giants that year and won completely a lot of money all the way to the Super Bowl. It was amazing, because the Giants were the fucking hottest.
So Hall of Famer,
man. I really don't. I don't think so. I don't know. No, I don't. I really.
Do you think it would, if it would have cemented it, if he had at least won one MVP, maybe?
True with the MVPs, 2 Super Bowl rings. I mean, you got to look at that as that the finale, like where you got 2 Super Bowls. But the last 4 or 5 years of his career was fucking horrible, man. It was just, it went down and down and down. I felt bad for him, actually. I'm not a Giant fan, but I felt bad for him the way he went out. He didn't go out good at all the last so many years of his career.
It said that he struggled with, and I'm on Wiki. I mean, that's about as reliable as anything else. But he said he struggled with consistency throughout much of his career. He's recognized for twice leading the Giants to underdog Super Bowl victories against the Patriots dynasty.
Yep.
Again, in the 2 Super Bowls. The former, which saw the wild card Giants defeat a Patriots team that was the first to win all 16 regular season games. Manning was named, at least in this one, the most valuable player in both championships, making him one of 6 players.
Oh, he was.
Dude, he won Super Bowl MVP awards. Both championship games. So he was not only an MVP, he was not only a Super Bowl champion twice, he won the Super Bowl MVP awards.
Oof. I mean, he got me.
I didn't realize that, dude.
I didn't know he was MVP either.
Yes,
Look,
both
that was
Super
such
Bowls.
a low scoring game. I mean, that immaculate reception was just unbelievable.
I
with
was
the helmet.
thinking he never won a regular season MVP, but he did win
Right.
2 Super Bowl MVPs
And that's
and
huge.
Super
That's
Bowl
huge.
trophies.
Got to put him up there then. I mean, you might
Yeah, I
have
think
to.
so.
2 MVPs,
Especially
2
if you want to
Super
make the argument that you think Ben could be a
Right.
Hall of Famer.
Bowls. Right. Exactly.
You know, which
He won
I
2.
think so too. So, and we'll take
So-
I might take some heat on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I might take some heat on that.
Whatever.
What were you thinking? Cordell Stewart?
Hell no. Yeah, Bobby Brister, Mark Malone. Give me a break. Chi-Town Wrestling Kid. Oh, another question that I thought of. Do the refs do what the wrestlers do for the video game releases, like track your motions and how you count the 1, 2, 3? Mike's never been in a video fucking game. So did
I
you?
was years ago.
Did you though? Did they use you as a dummy to like do the counts and stuff?
Yeah, they did that. And they did it
Okay.
like, they put you in that thing and it was like a machine.
Sensors
and
all over you.
Sensors scanned your body and all that. But yeah, we were getting some royalties for that a little bit. Then it stopped. And then when I brought it up to Johnny Laurinaitis about SmackDown, then that's when they put that generic ref in the following year, the next year.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, it was cool. But I mean, yeah, I'd love to.
He wants to
Be
get
awesome.
back. He wants to be back in video games.
I mean,
he wants
God,
figures, video
what's wrong with the
games.
referees being
Come
in
on,
video
man.
games? I
Come
know.
on.
It's
Mike
like
Chioda's 30-some years.
They could
What do you
still
gotta
put me.
do?
I know, right? They could still put me in the video games.
What do you got to fucking do, Chioda? Hashtag Chioda on Collision. Dave in Tucson. Paulie A fucking plus in the Coyote. I'm back, baby. Dave in Tucson. Stay back, man. We need you here. He called me A fucking plus. Wow, that really was cool. He said, "This is for both of y'all. Goodfellas or Casino? I'm a Goodfellas guy myself, but everyone I ask goes Casino. Man, I'm going Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, man. Goodfellas. God damn. Robert De Niro, Ray Liotta, Pesci.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. That was stocked. That was Goodfellas. Definitely Goodfellas, man.
Lorraine Bracco. I mean, come on. There was a lot of talent in there, and I had just watched that. I think a year or two ago, and I was like, shit. So if you haven't watched Goodfellas, go back and watch it.
Gotta watch.
Not saying Casino's not great too, but
I've probably
that's
seen
my
that like 10
preference.
times. Goodfellas.
Really?
At least.
Good for you.
Yeah, I like Casino too, but yeah, Goodfellas.
Here's another fun question for you, Mike. He said, I know you guys love the classic rock, but are there any hip hop artists that you like? Thanks for the show. Hashtag 4 times a month. Mike, who's your go-to hip hop artist?
Man, I'm gonna have to say R-Truth. Wait for him to break out. That's
hysterical.
Good, he's damn good.
I love it.
My hip hop, was Tupac back in the day.
I was going to say it was back in the day hip hop, and it was probably more songs, less albums, but more of the hits, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd say Tupac back in the day and all that. That Tupac was awesome.
Some of the late 80s stuff from like Young MC, Bust a Move, all that good stuff that you guys kind of remember if we were to like just say the hits. All that shit. You said Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac was my man. Yep.
Yeah. All good shit. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Dr. Snoop. Yeah, all that. Definitely.
Yep. Lauren Eason's up next. If Mike and Paulie were to star in a buddy cop movie, which one would it be?
A buddy cop?
A buddy cop movie. Let's
go there. All right, let's see. So, buddy cop. I'd have to go with, comes to Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers. So who's Aykroyd and who's Belushi?
Man, you'd have to be Aykroyd because you're taller than me, man.
Okay, so I'm Elwood. I'm Elwood, and you're going to be Jake then. That makes you Jake.
Yeah, I'd have to be Belushi. I'm the smaller guy, so you're the bigger guy.
All right. Well, here's my answer. In that vein, if I'm the taller guy and you're the smaller guy, taller and smaller, I'm going buddy cop movie. I'm Murtaugh and you're Riggs. We're Lethal Weapon. I'm Danny Glover and you're Mel Gibson.
I love that. I love Lethal Weapon.
I do too,
good.
man.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna have to watch those with my son, man. I loved his trailer on the beach and the blonde that he tagged in that. I think it was Lethal Weapon too, maybe.
And, or we could be Miami Vice. Shit.
Okay, buddy. There you go.
Rocket and Tubbs.
That wasn't a movie; it was a series, but it did become a movie. That's right.
Yeah, it did.
Because
In 06.
Yeah, that's
Jamie
right.
Foxx and
Jamie Foxx was in that.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, look at your memory. I love it.
Colin Farrell, man, I remember that. Yeah,
I like the original show though. The Don Johnson.
Was such a mark for Miami Vice, bro, in the 80s and 90s. Oh my God, it was a huge mark, and I had to watch that movie.
Yeah,
206.
Jan Michael Vincent with the music. Or no, that was hold on, Hammer. Jan Hammer did the song.
Okay, Jan
Yeah.
Hammer.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, then they remade it in '06 or something like that. So yeah, it was cool as shit. And they did
Jan Hammer did the theme song, which is an all-time classic. He had Philip Michael Thomas and Don Johnson as Crockett and Tubbs.
Right. Michael Mann was a producer of that, right?
He was. I need to go back and watch some of that, man.
Yeah, dude, that was some cool 80s shit. That
the
was
Ferrari Testarossa, the white one, and all the good stuff. Man. Listen to some of the music that was in that show. You guys ready? I'm going to throw out a couple. Roger Daltrey, Duran Duran, Sinead O'Connor. Meatloaf, Phil Collins. I remember Phil Collins' music in that show. Bryan Adams. Okay, ZZ Top, Pink Floyd, Peter Gabriel, Depeche Mode.
Look at that.
Dude, all this music they played through that show. Ted Nugent, who you said.
There you go.
Billy Idol, Billy Ocean, Eric Clapton, Foreigner. All those songs.
Is that amazing?
All those well-known bands and artists were a part of that show.
They were the hottest series, I think, for quite a while. Man. It was awesome, bro. It was awesome.
All right, well, you got us off down that rabbit trail, Lauren. If you two were the dynamic duo of Batman and Robin from the 60s, love that one, who would be who? We already know that Roseanne would be Batgirl, Mike.
Right, yeah.
I love it. So
who you
gonna be?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, who you gonna be in the old Batman series?
I'd have to be Robin, Paulie. I mean, you're bigger than me, man.
I'd be Batman.
You'd be Batman.
Gee, Robin, what are we gonna do? Well, Batman, let me see here. Let me look at the printout and the machine. The cave to me, when they did the guy's trophy head, hit the button and went down the pole in the library.
Right.
That's it, man. As a kid, that's like the coolest friggin' thing ever.
I used to watch that way back in the day in the 80s. And I thought that was one of the best shows. The original Batman and Robin with the, Alfred.
Oh, yeah. Jump down the pole, get in the Batmobile. You
come out of that
fake ass cave. The freaking whatever, the bushes clear and the little whatever guardrail comes down, they come flying out, and I'm like, that is hot as hell. Whoever came up with that, it was awesome.
I'd have to be a little bitch ass Robin.
Okay, bitch ass Robin is cute.
Yeah.
Richie the Heel's up next, and it's just Batista versus Booker ?
Batista versus Booker.
Yeah.
Oh, when they fought.
I guess it's just open to our interpretation. Mike, Batista versus Booker. I think, could be a great match.
I think, could be a great match.
Probably was. Yeah. Do we remember it? No. Did you referee it? You probably did, but we don't remember.
No, I remember.
Give us a little more context, Richie. Yeah, like what year, what match?
I don't know if he's concerned about the fight or something.
He can't even remember what he had for dinner last night. I mean, let's be honest. This is where we're at now.
I know Batista trains a lot now. I know Booker. I heard Booker.
And supposedly Batista's got a big dick.
He fucking trains, bro.
Have you heard that?
What's that?
They always do this deal with Bruce Pritchard's show. How big is Batista's dick? I mean, he was a diva slayer too, though, back in the day.
He sure was, bro. He sure was. And he still is, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Unless he's married. But, I love Dave. He's cool. And Booker, man. Both cool.
Yeah. King Booker. Frank Bruno. Oh, here he goes. This is my first question in a while. The OG top guy needs to know. Frank, first of all, it shouldn't have been your question in a while. First question. You need to be here more consistent. Yeah. I love me some Frank Bruno. My son will never forget you. You popped him so hard when we all met at Top Guy Weekend a few years ago. And you were just one of the most genuine, nicest guys in the world. And cool. I just want to put you over big time here.
That's cool.
He said, but I need to know, with the news that came down this week that D-Hop is coming to Nashville, here he goes. Week 9. Are you boys scared? Hashtag Monday Mailbag. Hashtag Tighten Up. Hashtag Fuck the Gooker. And that's from the Gobbledygooker episode, Mike, when you and I, you couldn't pronounce his name worth of shit, and we had some fun with it. So, Mike,
Week 9?
Are you scared? The Steelers, are we scared of the Titans?
Hell no. Well, that fucking running game. I hope Henry's hurt by then.
Well, he's getting older, too. They were trying to trade his ass.
I don't wish anybody get hurt, but Jesus, I know that Henry could run all over us. But, and DeAndre Hopkins and Tennessee. Yeah, I mean, in Tennessee or in Pittsburgh?
Listen, I don't know, but I will say this. I'd have to look. I can't remember.
We play them once a year, so.
Their defense scares me. Well, I'm just going to put it to you bluntly.
Yep.
Their offense, whatever they decide to do in terms of quarterback, because not only do they have Malik Willis, who they drafted last year, who it sounds like they could
Yeah.
end up cutting that kid. I don't know.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
drafted Will Levis from Kentucky,
right.
which if you put
The
his name in
girlfriend?
Google, the first thing that comes up is Google's
Girlfriend.
girlfriend right after his name. That's what I remember from the draft. I have my best friends who I travel around with was just with me at the Pittsburgh trip. Massive Titans fan. Was not thrilled whatsoever with the Will Levis pick. And so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking they're going with Tannehill, the most experienced, and if he gets hurt, they're probably. But I think Tannehill will take over that position.
He'll start the season.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But they got some receivers, D Hop, and they got Traylon Burke, who I like.
D-Hop
I
is
just
a
pulled one of
fucking
his rookie cards, by the way.
Yeah, that was a hell of a pickup, man. So I mean, Tannehill will get him the ball. I mean, he's got weapons. He's got a running game. He's got a passing game. I mean, and that defense is stout. So the Titans might be on the way back.
We shall see. I never talk trash because I've learned one
right.
thing in my old age. You never know in football, dude.
You never know.
Never know in a lot of sports.
Any given Sunday.
Jim in Buffalo. Mike and Paulie. Sorry, I haven't asked a question in a while, but life gets in the way. But I'm always listening to every pod. Keep up the great work, Jim. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you, Jim.
He says, does Mike have any memories of the old Niagara Falls Convention Center? It was an old and smaller building that WWF ran instead of the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium. I assume the rent was cheaper. I couldn't believe it when I was a kid that the same place we'd go to for car shows and fishing expos would then host a WWE house show.
Right.
Fun fact, Mike, it's now a big Native American casino.
Wow.
Mike, what do you remember of the Niagara Falls Convention Center?
Man, I love that place. It was easy setup. They had a great union crew. And that place, I loved it because we used to always take a ride over to the Niagara Falls, and sometimes we'd go over on the Canadian side. It was better to see it on the Canadian side, too.
Okay, yeah.
So I've seen that Niagara Falls so many times, and you couldn't get tired of seeing it, especially if you hopped over to the Canadian side, came back, and so forth. And we'd get in sometimes a day before a house show in Buffalo because it was an 8 or 9 hour drive for us all the way up to Buffalo from Jersey, and then we work our way back down to like either Syracuse or Rochester, Syracuse, Binghamton, all that other stuff, and to make our way back to Jersey. Yeah, I mean. And, it was the funniest thing. I remember the union guys used to tell me when Frank Sinatra played there, we were running there in the 80s, 90s, and Frank Sinatra had played there. And I remember the union guys bitching about Frank Sinatra. They hated him. They hated Frank Sinatra. And I'm like, how do you hate Frank Sinatra? Because Frank Sinatra was so picky. Like if they made a runway where he had to make more than one turn to the stage, he would flip out. If he didn't have a certain kind of gum in his locker room, he'd be flipping on people and going off. I'm like, what? Frank Sinatra used to do that? They're like, man, if he didn't have his right mints or his gum and he had to make more than 1 or 2 turns to the stage, if he'd flip out, cuss everybody out. I'm like, no, not Frank Sinatra. Yeah, that was the most highlight because Frank was just there for a show. We came in like a day or two later after him. And then they were telling me about that because they were all busting on Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
Hated him. And I'm like, no, not Frank. How do you hate Frank Sinatra? And they were telling me all the stories. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was a really cool building. We used to go, like I said, to Niagara Falls a lot and everything. And, and a lot of times, we'd stay there. We'd stay in Buffalo and go right over to Niagara Falls the next day. And we did that. We did house shows there a lot. So
well, there you go, Jim.
Now it's a casino, huh?
Yeah, Native American casino.
Wow.
His second question, are you a big chicken wing fan? Buffalo wings, I guess. And if so, what's your favorite way to have them prepped?
Chicken wings, chicken and macaroni, chilling with my homie. Let's see. I'm really boring with the chicken wings now, but we do put a nice... Me and Meredith, we eat, our chicken wings. We air fry them, healthier. We grill them, and so forth. And then we use just blue cheese with some real blue cheese crumbles. We need to get the real blue cheese crumbles.
Okay, yeah, that sounds
real
good.
Blue cheese, you mix it up good, and a medium sauce.
You're a medium sauce guy.
Yeah, I mean, I do like them in a sauce once in a while when you get like a a good barbecue place or a good something where they got good, a barbecue sauce or some kind of mild sauce or honey, honey barbecue, something like that. But I don't like them real hot either, where I'm blowing my ass out, blowing, so sweating. You see people sweating, eating hot wings.
I don't like them that hot, but when you typically go and they'll be like medium or mild, and then hot's the next one, and then they get into those crazy flavors. I will get the hot. Because I do like that kick, but you're right. Once it gets past that, man, start bringing me the milk and all that shit. I don't need all that.
Yeah,
I don't need all that.
I mean, some places have some good garlic honey or garlic, garlic butter or this or that.
Okay, yeah. I like them saucy too. I'm a saucy wing guy.
I do. Healthy wise, though, you got to eat. You eat them with all that sauce, like a keto. Eating all the sugar and barbecue and all that.
To me, though, that's why I'll only do buffalo wing because I try. I'm back on after the whatever the mess I did in Pittsburgh. I'm doing and hot sauce has no real sugar or carbs.
No sugar. Right. Exactly.
It's butter and it's that Frank's Red Hot and all that. Yep. And to me, man, and I don't like the breading. I just like them. Like
grilled
you said.
Yep.
Yeah. So love it. Love wings. And
me too.
Big fan. So there you go, man. But I've never had him in Buffalo, Jim. So I'm sure to go to the Mecca would be a lot of fun.
I've had some wings in Buffalo. I know they've been good. I'll tell you that.
All right. Aaron Polowins up next. Our buddy said, "Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the start of summer. Man, we're in the thick of it now, buddy. It's hot as balls." He said, "First of all, I must apologize about my FMK question last week. Dude, don't apologize. How could we all be so cruel to the beautiful Stacy Keibler? Because you put her against Britt Baker and freaking Trish Stratus and I mean Tori Will. I can't even remember the talent level."
Oh,
and he said, on a different note, how did you guys feel about the big Kurt Hennig face turn in 1992? Any thoughts on Mankind having a different entrance and departing music in 96? So Kurt's face turn in 92. Mike, do you remember anything about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I liked Kurt as a heel.
Yeah,
he always was a heel backstage. He was a ribber. He ribbed, and he was always a heel ribber. I just like Kurt as a heel, man. He was much better as a heel. I liked him as a heel, man.
I'm with you on that. And then his other follow-up question was, any thoughts on Mankind having different entrance and departing music in 96? You know what, Mike? It was different. And so I didn't mind different.
Mankind had 4 or 5 different characters.
How many personalities did he have
personalities
going on,
right? And it was awesome. Mankind, Dude Love to this,
Cactus
to that.
Jack
to, he just went on, and he got every character over, every fucking gimmick over. Mankind. It was awesome,
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah,
Aaron,
definitely.
Aaron continues on. He said, "Thanks as always, Britt Baker. Easier for me to say. Greater than Trish. The Canadian and teenager in me can't believe I'm saying this, dude. I can't believe you're saying it.
Trish is still hot, boy.
She's still a smoke show, man.
I'm not taking anything away from Britt Baker, but
I'm not picking between those two. I'll tell you that. I'm not putting my ass on the line out there. I'd love to. Anyway, last but not least, Ron Ward. What's up, Mike and Paulie B? You guys were talking about a John Earthquake Tena match during a shoot over in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. It turned into a shoot there. That was versus Koji Kitao.
Koji,
yep. He said, and here it is. You have to fast forward. But dude, this guy, he gave us all the links, man. Ron hooked us up. He gave us a link to the match. He gave us a link from Conrad and Bruce Pritchard, their show, Something to Wrestle With, and then also Jim Cornette a link. Ron, we're going to check it out after the show. We can't watch it during the show, but he's given us the link so that we can check it out on our own. Koji Kitao versus John Tenta. Yeah. And so you guys can find it on YouTube.
Because I was sitting there we were right in a dugout, and we were all watching it because we're all there's a dugout. The Tokyo Egg Dome is known for baseball. So we were all sitting in the dugout. And I remember Pat Patterson was there, Terry Garvin, and everybody, and all the old school, and they were they were having a pitch, because then the Japanese guys were saying what he was saying, and they were like, what? I remember everybody was freaking out, like, what the fuck's he doing,
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. I wanted to watch that back. Thanks for sending them links, man.
Yeah, guys, listen, if you want to check it out, all you got to do is go into the comments under the last mailbag and you'll see all the links there. Mike, this has been another outstanding episode of the Monday Mailbag, man.
Yes, sir, Paulie B. Thank you very much. And thanks for all the ad-free comments and questions and everything, man.
Dude, guys, listen, don't forget, talk to us and give us your feedback on the football contest. If you like Mike's ideas, let us know in the comments. If you're good with $50 and doing a belt or trophy and then a payout for the top 3, we can do that. If you're interested in kind of being the general manager of the league, so Mike and I don't have to take on the administrative burden of trying to run a football league, love to hear that too. Just put it in the post. You guys don't have to DM or anything like that. I'll probably go with the first person that says yes. And
I'll post it on Twitter too, Paulie. I'll post a picture of the title shot, the title, and the Lombardi trophy.
That sounds good. And we'll have a lot of fun with that. And keep the questions coming, man. Every 2 weeks, you can catch me and Mikey C right here, Paulie B and Mike C. And we appreciate it, don't we, Mike?
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate everything. Thank you. One love, Paulie B. Appreciate everything you do.
Oh, man, listen, on behalf of the third man in the ring, we'll be back in August for another episode of the Monday Mailbag with Mike Chioda.
One love, Paulie.